Hi, Jen Elledge here, sexual health expert and founder of the Talk Institute, here to help you talk to your kids about sex and growing up. Here with another book review. This one is on consent for kids. And the author of this book is the same person who has the viral videos online that talks about consent and compares it to a cup of tea. So if you ever go to YouTube and you put consent and tea, you're sure to find her video. Make sure you look for the one for kids. There's a version that has a little bit of adult language in it, and you want to look for the kid one if you're going to watch it with your children. Okay, so that person, one of the co-creators of that, created this book on consent, so I definitely wanted to get my hands on it, and I purchased it so I could do a book review for you. So the author is Rachel Bryan. Okay, all right, let's take a look. Consent for kids. It's really simple. There's only 2 colors, so that makes it, usually that helps with the cost of the book a bit, so that's kind of good. And I'd say it's written for younger kids. I don't know when you would start this, maybe even 4 or 5, as young as 4 or 5 maybe, and as old as 10 maybe, I'd say. Okay, so what's inside? You rule consent. It's like being the ruler of your own country, population you. Being the ruler of your body means your body is yours. As a ruler, you get to set your own boundaries. There we go. That's better. Okay. Wait, what's a boundary? A boundary is a limit. Your boundaries are like a line between what you're comfortable with. And there's some little comics that give some examples and what you are not comfortable with. And there's more comics of examples. You may have different boundaries for different people. So they have a little hug chart and maybe do not disturb for your bedroom. It's okay, you can come in now and times when boundaries change. There are lots of ways to be social. High-fiving, hugging, nodding. I only hug snookums. No touching please, I only wave, right? What boundaries should I have? It's up to you. Oh, nice. And then it goes into bodily autonomy. So that basically it's your body. So you get to decide who you allow to touch your body. And then they talk about sometimes there's times when there's exceptions to that, like holding hands in a busy parking lot or taking medicines so we get well or waiting for the light so we can cross the street. But you still get to have a say. That's too tight, it hurts. Oops, sorry. I'm scared, I need to take a few deep breaths first. So I think that's a really great, I like the visuals it uses, and it keeps it really simple and gives good examples of what consent looks like, okay? Trust your gut, chapter 2. Your gut helps you figure out what you're comfortable with, what might feel good, what might not feel good. If your gut decides that someone's attention gives you a slightly icky feeling or a very icky feeling, it's okay to say no to their attention. So it has a little phone, contact blocked. You could run away. If a person doesn't respect your boundary or pressures you to change your mind, it's important to tell a trusted friend or helpful adult. Not everyone is helpful, though. Pick someone who is kind and has the ability to help you. And chapter 3, giving and getting consent. Everyone's boundaries are different, so it's important to find out what someone consents to. Are you in a huggy mood? Nope. To consent means to agree to something, especially when it has to do with our bodies. Let's say you help someone cross the street. The other person has to consent. Okay. There are 2 parts of consent. Practice telling people how you feel. I feel a little too tired to do anything. I want to try that. I do not want to try that. Practice listening to others, because something that's no big deal to you might be a really big deal to someone else. How do you know if someone consents? You ask them and you listen to the answer. Sometimes the answer is very clear, no or yes, and other times it's not so direct. It gives you some examples when it's not direct. And when a person uses power to get someone to agree, give me that cheese. Okay, don't hurt me. That's still not consent. Does someone's outfit tell you if they consent? So it has a little example of someone swimming. right? And basically saying, don't assume you know why someone is dressed in a particular way, because this person, they assume that they're in a bathing suit, so they'd want to swim, so they try to push her in. And she said, no, actually, I just like wearing this. I'm planning to wear it to dinner. So sometimes people, you can't assume by the way someone's dressed is the message here, right? People have their own reasons for dressing the way they do. Clothing isn't consent. Okay, so listen and look for clear consent, especially when it involves someone's body. If you're not sure, it's a no. Newsflash. People might cross your boundaries without meaning to. Make sure to tell them so they can learn what your boundaries are. And it has a little comic on tickling. Okay, take 1 and take 2. Chapter 4, thanks but no thanks. It has, oh gosh, I don't know, there's a little cobra thing. Imagine you meet an adorable alien. It's okay to change your mind if you wanted to do something and decide you don't. All right? Or maybe you tried something but you didn't like it after all. It's still okay to change your mind, even if you've said yes a million times before. Sometimes people get upset if you change your mind. They might get frustrated, annoyed, or even angry, but you still get to decide. All right, it has a little comic of a badger. Okay, all right. Grow healthy relationships. There are many kinds of relationships. Your pet, your parent, sibling, friends, romantic, stranger. How do you know if a relationship is healthy? How does being around this person make me feel? Safe and respected. You can be yourself. Bad about yourself, happy and excited about the future, or worried about making the other person angry. There are difficult moments in all relationships, but you can work through them by talking about and respecting each other's boundaries. Newsflash, if someone bribes you or threatens you to get you to do something, that's not consent. Most people who seem nice are nice. So usually when a person works hard to gain your trust, it's great. You have a person to mentor and support you. But some people build that trust to break it. That's called grooming. And it has some little warning signs there. Secrecy, getting you alone, they're inappropriate. That's not your fault. Okay, sorry. All right. Trust isn't something you earn and then have forever. Okay, so that's a good chapter. I think that's great that they address that. Sometimes, people might be groomed to hurt someone. I think that's a really good thing they included there. Chapter 6 is reflect. We can all remember a time when someone didn't respect our boundaries, but now it's time to reflect. How well do you respect other people's boundaries? I think I'm great at respecting boundaries. Hold on a sec. Let me just get rid of my siblings. So I was saying, so he's pushing his sibling out, but so he's really not respecting boundaries, right? So it's cute little comics in here. It's easy to focus on what you want and forget to listen to others. Are you trying to control your friends or really listening for consent? Someone's boundaries exist even when the person isn't there with you. Okay, so there's another little comic there. Newsflash, don't share pictures or videos of someone without their consent. That's a good one too. And once you pass it on, you can't control where it goes. Learning to respect each other is hard at first. The more that people around you practice consent, the more natural it is for everyone. All right, chapter 7, you to the rescue. Okay, so you now know about setting your own boundaries and listening to others. But what if you notice someone else in a bad situation? Here's 4 ways to help. All right, so that's great. You can't keep everyone safe, but you can make a difference with your support. And tell them it's not their fault. Okay, stay strong together. Find your crew. Not every person in our lives practices consent. That's why it's so important to build strong friendships. Having people in your life who support you, listen to you, and respect you will help you thrive. So it says what to do if somebody's hurting you too in here. Okay, reach out for help. Okay, and that's the book. And it covers quite a few things in here, and I think it's really simple, and it uses some great illustrations and examples. This is a great book on consent, covers quite a few things on it as well. It goes pretty deep into it. So if you enjoyed it, go pick it up. You can get it here by clicking the link and it'll take you to Amazon. I do get a small commission for that, but I appreciate your support. And go get Consent for Kids. Thank you. I'll see you in the next book review. Bye-bye.